couple days ago, we gave you the free-to-play update a little early. We are now an official 60th day in. Pulled my Baba Yaga, deciding whether or not to make him a chicken, though I'll probably keep him just for faction wars. But I want to tell you a little story of what happened on Sunday. By the way, I do stream, for those of you who don't know, on Twitch. We do Friday night, 6 p.m. Daylight Savings now, Mountain Standard Time. And we do 9 a.m. on Saturday and Sunday. So I'm on there Sunday. It's chill. It's coffee. It's coffee and raid like it is this fine early morning. And we get a sacred shard from our clan boss. Great. Good times. Another opportunity to be disappointed. Play the day, about an hour in, pull the shard. We get something interesting. We get something possibly defining. At this point, we think, wow, 2 months in, I've pulled my first legendary on the account. I've had terrible luck. It's well known. I'm pretty sure I am the last one to pull a legendary from the Content Creator Challenge. But is it too late? Is the final month really going to be defined, especially by not a game-changing legendary, but a very strong, very capable, very usable legendary that will definitely find home in the team? So pretty stoked with that. Had a pretty good time, pretty nice about it. Played through the rest of the day, worked the day to 6 p.m. That's the time that the reset happens for me. 6 p.m. I'm doing my dailies. I'm working on my arena. I'm getting my stuff. About an hour it takes. And then, oh, hey, this is of course, we're 60 days in, which means we get our free Sacred Shard, Ancient, and Void. And my second Sacred pull in a row, I get a legendary. And this one's a little more hyped. I don't know if I would say better, different, interesting, but definitely hyped. And so now, my question to you, as is in the thumbnail, this changes everything? Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Mad Capper, and this is another video on Raid Shadow Legends. I hope you made it through the intro. It was a very long one, I know. But I wanted to set the scene for you, because I'm at a very interesting position. We just pulled 2 freaking legendaries in a row. It's hype, it's exciting. But is it too late? Can I, in this final month, make some major strides based on 2 legendaries? I still have fewer legendaries than others, right? Though now I'm definitely in the mix, but I'm in the mix in the final month. Everyone else has had, an extra month or more with their legendary champions to progress with, to win the game and the challenge with. And my answer is, we'll find out. I don't have any illusions to think that suddenly this means I'm going to be number 1. There's not enough. It doesn't. Neither of these champions, first off, are that defining. I didn't get a Duchess. I didn't get a Siffy, obviously. But they're 2 pretty strong, and in the case of one, I would say fairly underrated or under the radar legendaries that in different areas and different ways are going to definitely help me really push forward on what we can do with this account. So my goal has changed, and obviously my goal has been modified to say, look, this is where we are now. This is what we have. This is now our team, our core. We don't need to keep making 6 stars to make different content work. We need to get these 2 to 6 star and then just get gear, get better, get stronger, get everything. And will it be enough? I guess the answer we'll find out. But let me, without further ado, introduce you to the new champions on the team. The first, which I pulled last night and nearly choked myself and was just totally... Amanda scared the dog and yelling. We got Thor Faehammer, and we're starting to work him out here. We're starting to put together some kind of team for him. We 6-starred him first. Was that the right call? Well, we'll see. But I do like the fact that I now have another legitimate nuker, or at least I will have another legitimate nuker. You will see that he is not ascended because I do need that for the missions. But we're starting to build together some gear for him. I might be in grave trouble with that 83%, but I do have a couple places where we might land a crit rate here. So we have a small chance of that fixing. Otherwise, we'll just have to wait till we get some slightly better gear to make that work. But hey, we have a nuker. We have a nuker with, ultimately, with crit damage gloves. We have a nuker that the speed, I think, is actually, it's pretty okay for where we are if we can properly speed tune everyone else, especially with our lead. And if we can get Arbiter, maybe at some point before this ends, which would be the last 6-star. I don't know if I'll do another 6-star between now and the next 30 days. I might. Allure might need it for some progression just because she needs some safety. But honestly, what she needs more is just faster speeds. So, there's a dragon dungeon going on. But I'm really excited for Thor. Now, Thor's going to be he's a big nuker. He's another magic affinity nuker, which is probably the only downside of this pull is that I pulled 2 magic affinity champions. So now I like my whole team is magic affinity, which really hampers me. But I'm excited. I'm excited for this. If nothing else, I'm going to have some more arena options, right? Especially once we get him built up to 60, if we can get some books into him, that sort of thing. I think there's a real opportunity with Thor to excel in some areas that I hadn't been excelling in previously. So that's one thing. I'm looking forward to that. That's Thor. What do you think? Holy crap, right? Holy crap. By the way, we also have a nice little crit damage 6-star with a 5% chance of counterattack. We really had some pretty lucky gear. This is an attack with a double defense, so we do need that to change. What's this one? Oh, defense. Okay. So, we do need some accessories. We need to start hitting, like I said, we need to start hitting dungeons and start getting some legitimate gear. This obviously broken set. We want to get him into Savage. But the other one, which is also equally interesting, is Truath. Now, he goes under the radar and has always kind of been under the radar because he's not a flashy champion. But what he is a very impactful, very resourceful healing support champion. And he's got really good base HP, especially once we get into 6-stars. We're gonna be bolstering him in his resistance. You see, I already have 211 at 50, 241 at 50. We're gonna keep pushing that up. Hopefully, get a neck that has some resistance. I didn't want to put this on because the crit damage seems silly, and I can move that over to Kale. This is a defense banner, so it's not going to look for our needs. But if we can get resistance on this guy, resistance is going to be helping us, especially in Hydra. I think I now have a legitimate Hydra team. And you may think, well, you had Rector Drath. Why is this guy better? Well, this guy's better than Rector Drath in that his healing is absolutely bonkers. So, for those of you who don't know what Truath does, he decreases the cooldown of Animus Infusion skill by 1 turn for every 10% of HP this champion loses. So this guy's going to lose HP. It's on a 1-turn cooldown. So my understanding of it is, say he loses 50% of his health, he's going to completely reset the cooldown of Animus Infusion. But if he loses 10% of his health by 2 different champions before he takes a turn, it's only going to do 1 turn of cooldown. So got to work out that, but hey, this guy can definitely lose more than 10% of his health in a single turn, or in a single hit, that sort of thing, because he's got this right here, which is the Perfect Veil and a counterattack and a strengthen on him. That's why we're going resistance. This guy's going to have more buffs than everyone else. Now, playing with counterattack and Hydra can be dangerous, but as long as we have the resistance, as long as we don't get 3%ed, plus we're going to have Ugo to stop the counterattack from actually going on their champions, this is going to be very helpful. The only killer is 5-turn cooldown's a bit rough, so hopefully I get books. I will probably book Truath before I book Thor, just because this cooldown can be so impactful. These cooldowns, not so much. I already put 2 books, lost the fight. This is just heal. It's all about getting 4 books here. I don't know if I'll even see 4 legendary books between now and the end of 30 days, but we're going to try. That's going to be our focus. This is our next 30-day focus, is to see how far we can progress in Hydra. We have a Perfect Veil champion who also has the counterattack and strengthen to make him the target. He's got bonkers heals. Heals the target by ally by 20% of this champion's max HP. So if you don't know the best way to do that, it's his XP, which he has nearly 23k at full health base. So he's going to have lots of HP. If I can heal the target with the least amount of health on my team, that's going to top him up. And then it balances out the HP of all allies. The HP levels of all allies will be brought up to the level of the ally with the highest HP. So if you heal the one with the least amount of base health, or like total health, that 20% likely tops him up, and then tops your entire team up to full. It's a ridiculously strong ability, and hopefully one that we can go again. 4-turn cooldown for a legendary seems a bit sus. This 5-4 is probably the only thing that stops this champion from being an absolute destroyer of worlds, if you know what I mean. And then this here heals him by 5% of his max HP, and 10% if they have 50% HP. And of course, he's going to have a counterattack, so he's going to keep healing himself. This should give us a really pretty ridiculously strong, once he's fully realized in his abilities and his stats and stuff. This should give us something, which we've been lacking, to be able to really push Hydra. Now I had him up to 50. I had him ready to go to 6-star, and then I decided to go with Thor. Was Thor the right answer? I don't know. But at the very least, Thor's going to be the fun answer, which is why I went with him first. And what do you think? Is this going to be a difference maker for this? Obviously, in the grand scheme of things, difference maker, there's no doubt. 30 days. In the next 30 days of the challenge, I think I'm in 15th now. I've just been slowly overtaken by people that frankly just get better champions, better gear, better whatever, and that propels them ahead of me. I'm not going for the fusion because the fusion's like a 2-week event. By the time I get the fusion, it's game over. I don't know what I'm going to do with this account after. I got 1 or 2 thoughts. Either 1, I'll continue to play it to some sort of goal as a supplement to the main account, or 2, I'll give it away or something, and then I'll start one fresh, or 3, I'll just go back to my main and not worry about free-to-play content. One of those 3 things will happen, so stay tuned. But one last thing I want to do with you guys, we did finally, just to show you how, I'm going to say impressive, because it's one thing to get the champions to be able to make it work. It's another thing to really focus in and press on it. I know at least 2 Arbiter completionists so far, I think. Well, I know of at least 2 people that have Arbiter. I don't know if it was through the missions. I am a full 1,985 away from that goal. So very interesting how well they do as in comparison, and it's just crazy that I still got 1,000 to go, but I thought that would be a fun little thing to end this up, is we finally get a little movement on our arena missions. Now we got to go through all these, probably in the wrong order. I can't remember. I think it's supposed to be Spirit Force Magic as they open up, which is annoying. And then we got to do 200 arena battles after all that stuff. And then we got to get to that bonus. And then from there, I'm pretty sure I have everything here but the spider. I'm sure I'll be able to get the spider done by that time. So with Truath. Truath, because he can both counterattack, which makes it slower, but at least it makes it so, he keeps himself alive. He'll have high enough resistance. He almost has high enough resistance now. He'll have high enough resistance that he can resist the poisons. He's going to be able to heal himself. He's going to be able to level. He's putting everyone else on Perfect Veil so they're not in trouble. And then he can, ally protect whoever's getting hit. So if I still try to bring a second, Infernal Baroness, so that when the Veil's up, there's still another target or whatever I do. I think he'll help with that. So that's the only one I'm not at least 20. Yeah, we're humming along. We're doing good. It's been a crazy time. I spent about 200 diamonds to get that level this morning. As reset usually is the best time, I find. I get the most champions that I can fight. Does that make sense? So yeah, we're really looking. Suddenly, we're in this. We're fighting. We're probably nowhere near, but I thought it would be cool to let you guys know a quick update of that back-to-back Sacred Legendaries. And I got to tell you, how far am I on the Ancients? How many Ancients have I haven't gotten a Legendary from Ancients? How I've opened up, obviously, how many? 100? 150? Where are we at? Are we going to get an Ancient Legendary before this is done? What next is going to happen that'll change the trajectory of this account in the coming 30 days? Stay tuned. I'll try to update you on Mondays. Maybe I'll do that. Of course, one of those weeks I'm going to be cruising, so maybe we'll give you an update from the cruise ship. I don't know how that's going to happen because I still don't have a good laptop. We'll figure it out. We'll do something raw and unedited on the tablet maybe. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. Let me know in the comments down below what now. Also, where do I use Thor other than Arena? Is this guy, I don't have him on my main. I haven't had a lot of time to play around with him. It seems obvious that he's an Arena champion. But is this a guy, once we get that damage up, is this a guy that can also help us in waves? Obviously, he's not going to be better than Alice. I don't want to swap gear with Alice. Her cooldown lockouts are pretty significant. But maybe this guy's the answer I need. Let me know in the comments down below. I am Matt Kappa. Thank you for watching. Please be kind, be safe. We'll see you in the next video.